So in this problem, they give us this expression right here. And they say that it's equal to this. Now this seems to be pretty much nonsense, but what it's telling us is that the top no longer has a radical. It's just a number. So how do we do this? Well, we're going to take the expression that's given to us, 2 radical 3 plus 5 all over 2 minus 3 radical 3. And now what we're going to do is we need to get rid of the radical on top. How do we do that? We multiply what's called the conjugate, 2 radical 3 minus 5, because here it's plus 5. And then we do the same thing on the bottom. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this as though we were foiling. So just imagine that there are parentheses here, 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 and here. So 2 radical 3 times 2 radical 3. If I multiply the 2's, that's a 4. And if I multiply the radical 3's, that's a 3. 2 radical 3 times negative 5. So that's 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. The radical 3 holds on for the ride. Then the inside, 5 times 2 radical 3. So that's plus 10 radical 3. And then plus 5 minus 5 is minus 25. Now on the bottom, 2 times 2 radical 3. So that's 4 radical 3. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 3 radical 3 times 2 radical 3. So if I multiply the outside numbers, that's minus 6 times 3, because that's what we get when we multiply radical 3 times radical 3. And then finally, negative 3 radical 3 times negative 5. So if I multiply those outside numbers, we get plus 15 radical 3. Now, let's combine like terms. Let's see, 4 times 3 is 12, minus 25 is negative 13. Plus minus 10 radical 3 plus 10 radical 3. So they cancel out. On the bottom, we have negative 10 minus 6 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. So we have negative 28 when we combine it with negative 10. Then we have 4 radical 3 and 15 radical 3. So that's plus 19 radical 3. So this is what it is in the simplified form. Now up at the top, what does it say it's equal to? It says it's equal to this. It says it's equal to A over B minus C radical 3. Well, let's see. What's A? Well, A has to be 13. That's that. That's the one number on top. What does B have to be? B has to be the number without the radical. So B has to be negative 28. Now, what is C? Now, here's where people probably miss something, because it says B minus C, but we're adding. So what are we subtracting here? Well, it's negative 19. So now, this is not our answer yet, because what we want is we want this expression, A over B minus C. We want that. So A is 13. Whoops, negative 13, I missed that. All over B, which is negative 28, minus C. So that's minus negative 19. So that means we're taking negative 13 all over negative 28 plus 19. So we get negative 13 over negative 9, but we have to cancel the negatives to be in simplest form. So our final ratio is 13 over 9. There's our answer, and we're done.